We are now joined in the studio with Mr Francis Graves, who is an architect and senior lecturer here at the university. He recently attended a design charrette for Master of Architecture students of the University of Portsmouth.
That's correct. It was run by the Project Office, an organisation which has been formed as an architectural consultancy for the School of Architecture, providing knowledge transfer, consultancy and research opportunities for full and part-time staff and students. The event took place in East Meon Community Hall.
Welcome to the show, Francis, and I have a few questions for you today. The first one firstly, would you mind telling us a little bit about the two-day event and what the students' task was?
Right, well, to start with, the students were invited to the client's barn. The client has converted, actually not only converted, but moved a barn and converted it into his own house. So the day started with the students being shown around the house and being given an idea of the sort of lifestyle that the client had. They were subsequently taken on a walk through the countryside from the farmhouse down into the village, and they met a local historian in the village at the church, which is a fantastic Norman-based church with some Gothic interventions and also some Victorian interventions. So it's quite an interesting start. By the end of this session, they'd been around the whole village and been given an introduction to the architectural vernacular of the village, which is incredibly varied. Subsequently, they were then taken to what is the main hall. It's actually called the courthouse in the centre of East Meon, which is a fantastic Gothic structure where they were given tea and given the history of that fantastic space. After that, they then went off and camped in the countryside, so that they were really communing with the countryside as well as engaging with the architecture of the local space. In the morning, we turned up at the village hall, and the idea was to design a new house for our client with an eco agenda. So it's a really green agenda that the students were asked to develop. They worked in 3 groups with the students of Masters in Interior Design as well, who contributed to the group development. And at the end of the day, they presented their ideas to the clients and other stakeholders, so they got immediate feedback on the work that they were delivering.
Sounds like a good day. And have you worked with the Project Office before?
Yeah, I think you mentioned earlier on that there was a charrette that was held on the Isle of Wight. That was the last charrette that we worked on, which was an induction session that we worked with the Project Office on to introduce the new MArch students to the kind of things that we do, which is engaging with the community and doing live projects, which is what the Project Office is. And I'm the kind of interface, if you like, with regard to the teaching aspect of the Project Office.
So have you got any more events coming up with the Project Office in the near future?
Well, I work in collaboration with Martin Andrews, who directs the Project Office, and he teaches with me in a studio which spans across the 2 years of the MArch. And one of the things that we're planning to do is to go to Italy in March. And we have a 2-day event which is coordinated actually through the Erasmus programme, where a charrette is being organised. This one is being organised for us, but we're taking the model over there and taking students who've had experience of charrettes over there to engage with an Erasmus programme on similar lines.
I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today, Francis, but thanks again for coming in.